You gotta switch to an abundant mindset. You gotta be able to switch to an abundant mindset. Hanging around people who only talk about other people and not businesses, ideas, future concepts, etc., etc. That's only going to keep you down on a really lowly frequency. Get those people out of your cipher quick. They need to be talking to you. People need to be talking about how you're going to pivot in a changing and a dynamic economy and society. How to not go crazy in something like this. Because we see you get in these echo chambers on social media, and before you know it, all you hearing is doom and gloom, doom and gloom, doom and gloom, left and right, left and right. I saw me spiraling and going down that echo chamber, and quickly I started to shift the content that I was devouring. You're eating more than just your food, y'all. This might be very common information these days. This wasn't so common, a decade or two ago, at least on social media platforms. But of course, Wayne Dyer and Abraham Hicks, all these different people were talking about these things for a very long time. But you're eating the information you intake. So I want to be realistic, and I want to tell y'all what's going on in the world. I don't want to stick my head in the sand, but I want to be more of a solution bearer and a seer in a positive light and help y'all navigate these what can be turbulent times if you want them to be turbulent. I was playing around. I was just joking with my partner slash boss. He's my boss. I'm on a payroll. I'm a manager of a mobile detailing organization and a media company. And we were out eating. We be kicking shit and stuff. And we were out eating. And I'm pulling out my little guap. He pulling out his bigger guap, right? He pulling out his bigger. I was like, whoa, big buddy grip, whoa. I'm just joking. It was a good day, so we just laughing and playing around. I'm like, let me get $1. That's what we used to say when we was kids, right? I was like, let me get 100. He's chilling, he's vibing. Pulls out a blue bill like it was nothing. I said, what's this for? He's like, you asked for 100. I said, I was just kidding. I pulled out my little guap. I'm like, I was just joking. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, no, it's cool. I was like, all right, thank you. He said, but don't forget, it's coming out of your check. I was peeking. I was completely, I don't know why it was just so funny to me. Because, usually that's not how it works. Oh, don't you get paid on a whoopie-whoop? You get paid too. Why you need $100? You need to check your money. We was just vibing and on an abundant frequency. You know what I'm saying? And I be testing my employees like that and stuff. Every time, we get paid, I'm breaking people off with tips and this and that. I'm like, especially my young wolves. I got a guy, Patrick, he's 15. And I love to see him managing his bread. I love to see it. I love to see him managing his money. He's getting tips and you know what I'm saying? He's getting paid per detail and this and that. And he's counting money, flipping the faces around. I remember the days, man. I remember that. I used to sell candy when I was 11 years old. In elementary, middle school, I used to sell candy. And everything in between that to all the way up to technology, yes. All right, so, and I just be seeing him counting. Whoa, I just gas him up. Whoa, look at Lou. Whoa, look at Lou. let me get $1, bro. And he quick to pull out $1. Ah, man, I'm just playing with you. Man, but I love that, man. Get you around some abundance, man. Get you around some people who don't have the spirit of greed, aren't cheap. Another thing, when I'm talking to a potential customer and I tell them a price and they start lowballing you, and I already know ain't about to be no tip. They about to be nagging about, oh, you missed a spot there. I know it's about to be a problem. Oftentimes, obviously I'm telling, I'm talking to Blaze about these particular things. Hey, man, I already know this is about to be an issue. Get this guy out of here, man. We charged one time $70 for a job, which is below market rate for our service, generally speaking. And he was mad at the rate that we gave him because it was higher than what he's used to paying. He nitpicked us that we ended up taking 3 more hours on that particular job. I saw it coming, and I was like, man, at this point I just started laughing, like just to keep me from, I got a lot of I'm a water sign, but I got a lot of fiery energy, and I'm like, all right, you know what, if I don't turn this into a joke and start clowning this guy just to keep me from woo, you know what I mean, type energy, let me just go ahead and start laughing at this. Oh, you guys, damn, you should be out here with us, man, you know. So let's adopt the spirit of humor. Let's adopt the spirit of abundance. No matter how crazy this economy get, there's ways to get bread. Humble yourself, and you'd be surprised where you can find value, and then what you could create a business out of. So I'm gonna go ahead and log out, and I'm gonna go ahead and upload this video. Start your day. It's Saturday. A lot of people still in bed. I'm up. I'm about to train 2 new employees. We're abundant. We got extra work. You feel me? Some shout outs. I want to shout out to Nazir Rob. You know, Nazir has been doing this for a long time, and every time I jump into your channel, man, I get some jewels, and you shift me to a higher frequency just from the conversation, just from the intellectual property. Matter of fact, I'm gonna dive in a little bit more on that. I come around, and you know, I lead sales. And by understanding sales psychology and human nature, and being a smooth talker, I guess you could call it. I watch sales increase all around me. Not only do a different station or different areas. I come around, and all of a sudden, what we're selling our services for increase, and the number and the quantity of sales increase. Simply by watching guys and then saying, hey, if you adjust like such this and that, you'll get more money. If you come from a consultative sales perspective, not a order taking sales perspective, you'll increase how much money you make. I gotta put some lotion on these nuggets. They look way ashy here in this. They way less ashy in real life. I don't know what the hell that's about. But anyways, be able to laugh at yourself. But anyways, you get more. I see that increasing. So the same thing goes for vibration and frequency and mindset. The same you sad and depressed is not the same you happy, abundant, and on an enlightened frequency, right? And that completely shifts your reality, right? So get out there, get around some high frequency people, join some high frequency communities, and do your thing. Other shout outs, these people probably may not, know that I even exist yet. Mino Pond, I think specifically for me, he reads from an intuitive perspective, and it's tarot and all of that stuff. That may not be your thing, but definitely check out astrology. I'm not saying be grounded into astrology and only pay attention, but if you follow the weather, my job requires me to work around the weather, because that will drastically increase or just changes the results drastically of what of where we should be at, geographically speaking, because people aren't getting my services when it is raining outside. They're just not gonna do it, right? So the same thing with astrology. You kind of want to follow those ether storms. Sometimes it's more conducive to be talkative. Sometimes it's more conducive to be quiet and not say anything. Simply because maybe there's more Mars energy, there's more masculine energy outside that's conducive to drama and war and misunderstanding. Maybe there's more Venus energy that's conducive to more beauty, dressing up, looking fly, and getting money. Jupiter, getting money, expanding. So anyways, talked about a lot of things. Getting around more positive people, abundant-minded individuals. I'm tapping into humor, tapping into the abundance frequency, even in a gig economy, right? Even in a shrinking economy. Yeah, those those things are shrinking, but there's other places that are expanding. You need to be able to look and see and be able to adapt. In the military, they say adapt and overcome, adapt and overcome, adapt and overcome. If things are difficult for you right now, chant those things. Came up with a song concept. I'm back up. Yesterday I was in an amazing spirit. I was dancing. And I had a little trip and fall financially, if you will. All of us, I just changed my frequency, changed my mindset, and then it just started. I had to get some people. I had to let some people go. Obviously being a manager level, director level of a mom and pop company, I had to let some clowns out of here. But they were causing contention amongst the ranks and drama, nitpicking little bread, little tips and shit like that. That stuff is gonna keep big money away from you. So let that stuff go. Keep abundant-minded people around you. Tap into humor. Even in serious situations, you have to do it, because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And the infamous angel, I'm out.